Hi guys, Mr. Solution here. The past 24 hours has been a very phenomenal one for everybody in the crypto space. We've seen some crazy moves, some unanticipated crazy moves. Bitcoin has really been doing some wonderful things. Okay, so I'm putting up this video for us to collectively look at the market to see what it holds in stock for us. Are we going up or are we going down? Is this the end or is it just the normal thing that is expected to happen, especially in a bull run like this, in a bull market as we are experiencing? Okay, so let's look at the market generally to see what we think, because you can't say for certainty that this thing must surely happen. Okay, cryptocurrency trading is more or less a game of probability. So we tend to focus more on where our probability on we tend to focus more on the side that has a greater probability for us. Okay, so I'm currently on FTX exchange. This is the FTX exchange platform, and I'm looking at BTC perpetuals. All right, because I've been trading this since last night. Right, currently it's around from my time check, it's 9:56 a.m. That's 4 minutes to 10 o'clock from my end here, and I've been awake since 2 a.m. looking at the market, trying to scalp. I've been scalping anyways. It was a short position, so I've been scalping all through. So let's look at the market to see what might possibly happen. All right, so firstly, let's look at the major point. Let's draw our trend lines here. We have something like this. Okay, we have something like this. Okay, I should just go right ahead and let me use the the Binance platform. Okay, let me use the Binance platform. Right, so I've already drawn this, so you can see here that this 1 hour chart. See this move here after this rapid increment, and then this happened, and then there was a breakout from this end. Okay, there was a breakout from this, and then market's been dumping since then. From that point to this very moment, it's been dumping, and then we are looking at these very areas of value. We are looking at this point, these 2 points, these two focal points here. We are looking at here. We want to see how markets will react if it gets here, and then subsequently what is going to happen if it eventually gets here. We are talking about 15K. So possibility of sub 16 is it's possibility of us touching to sub 16 is very much possible if this move continues to hold. If we keep seeing these rapid drops, it's possible for us to test it again. If you can see from here that it almost tested it before it was rejected, but then the 1 hour hasn't finished because we are using the 1 hour time frame. So the 1 hour candlestick has not closed. Okay, so it's where it closes now that we now determine if we are still dropping more, if you are still going down again, or maybe this is the end of it, or maybe we should just go home and relax and then look for long positions. But as long as we are still within this region, as long as we are still within here, as long as the 1 hour has not closed, the situation is still precarious. Okay, we are still sitting on our hands. We are still waiting and trying to see how far markets can drop. Okay, from here. So it's been a terrible one, I should say, because I don't know, I can't count how many persons that escaped this drop, this dump, because nobody anticipated it. It was an unanticipated rapid drop in the market. Nobody thought of it. Nobody programmed for it. All right. So what do we do in this very case? I will tell people, even though yes, we are looking for places to we are looking for long position with short positions, please. We are looking for places to shop, but please make sure you're managing your risk. Make sure you are managing your risk. Make sure you are not overexposing yourself. Make sure you are not over leveraging. And most importantly, it's not really about the leverage, it's more like about your position sizing. Make sure you're sizing your positions adequately. Do not go all in, okay? Because you want to make one massive killing like that. Anything can happen now. This dump we are witnessing now, nobody knew it was going to happen. Everybody's eyes was on 19.5. Everybody was waiting for 19.5, believing that if 19.5 comes, probably would hit 20K. But then the reverse happened. So that's why you don't really need to, okay? You don't need to over expose yourself. Okay, manage your risk, your position sizing and all that, and your choice of leverage too. Be very careful. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Look at this very point. See where I said that market is something, we are anticipating something. Okay, are we bouncing here? Are we still going down? So whatever happens here to a large extent will determine if we are going to subs, if you are, if we actually going to 16458. That's the next place again. Okay, you see, it's as if there is a reversal incoming here. It seems there is a reversal because currently the 1 hour candle has closed. Okay, so from here, from the candlestick chart now, we can see that the 1 hour actually touched a low of what? Touched a low of 16,334. Wow. Wow, 16,334, but then was rejected and then closed at this point. It closed at these very points, and then another 1 hour is opening. Okay, so we keep waiting. Okay, we fold our hands and keep waiting, and then this market is a very dicey one, so I wouldn't really encourage anybody to go in now. Just wait it out. Okay, just give it time. Money is made in the making, in the waiting. Okay, it's the waiting that determines your profitability. So don't be in a haste to jump in believing that probably because you've seen this thing forming, even though yes, it's happening at the area of value, it's happening at this very region. This is a support zone. Okay, so and usually market does bounce off at every support zone, so probably this is the reversal, this is the bounce that is going to happen. We can't tell until we see subsequent price action at this very point. Okay, cool. Because looking at this very point, you see that it actually broke through, it even went lower. Okay, even entered the sub 50 16K region. Okay, it's filtered into the sub 16K region. So we are still waiting here, we are still trying to see how far it can go. And but from all intents and measures, I still believe that we are not done correcting. We are not done correct. Look at this massive, like, watch the number, the size of this candlestick chart, this candlestick. Use it to compare to the previous ones that did as if they are ready for maybe a reversal. Okay, look at it, look at the size. Use it to compare the size of this drop. So I cannot really tell for certainty that we are done correcting. I can't say until whatever happens here, okay, will now tell me if truly we are done correcting. Okay, so let's also look at lower time frames. Let's see the 15 minutes time frame, the 15 minutes chart, to get another glimpse of what is happening. Okay, you can see that the 15 minutes chart very well rejected it. You can see here, touched it and then rejected it, and then there is it's kind of going up. Okay, so if eventually there is a reversal here, which seems obvious, then where are we targeting? What's the next point again we should be looking at? Okay, the next place we should be looking at is 16 17 625. That's sub 16, sub 17s. Okay, so we should be looking at that very place. We should be looking at that point as the next place that we might likely get a drop. But then remember that it won't happen like that instantaneously. It needs to first of all defeat this point, this region. It needs to defeat here, and then after that, the next place we should be looking at now would be around this zone. It would be here. We should be looking at the price coming to this point. Okay, we should be looking at price coming. Let me change the color to red, probably. Yeah, so we should be looking at price coming to that point. Okay, so we just sit on our hands and then watch the market do its thing. Okay, it has entered 17K. Well, probably this is the reversal, but then it's too early to conclude. It is too early to conclude. I wouldn't really be in a haste to enter this trade now. I just want to be sure. I just want to give it time, let it do its thing. And I wouldn't be looking for a long position now, or a long entry, until we have perfectly cleared this 17 sub 17K region. That is the only time I can consider taking a long position, because I'm very interested in protecting my capital, my risk management, and all that. So I wouldn't be in a haste to take a long entry until we've clearly cleared this zone. We've clearly cleared this very zone now from 17.6 to 17.2. If we've clearly cleared it, that is the only time I can consider taking a long entry position. But for now, I'm flat. I'm flat because I'm more interested in managing my, protecting my money than the profit I'm gonna make, because market is very dicey now. All right, guys. So this is about BTC. Let's also look at Ethereum. Let's see what Ethereum also holds. What's Ethereum doing now? Let's look at Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum. Okay, we are back to 500. We are back to 500. That's a cool one. That's a cool one. Okay. Okay, we are back to 500. Okay. We can as well use Binance for the analysis as well. You can as well use Binance. Okay, let's look at Binance, Ethereum, Ethereum USDT. Okay, so Binance is coming up. You can see the price difference from Binance is around 504 FTS, so almost the same thing, 503, 504. Okay, for Binance, for Ethereum on Binance, we're looking at this still on 1 hour chart, it seems that all coins are doing the same thing BTC is doing. Everybody is playing along. Nobody wants to go contrary to BTC. No, all of them are having the same price action currently. Every one of them is having the same price action as it stands. Okay, so because BTC is the number one determinant of what every coin does in the market, so they are all paying homage to what BTC is doing. Okay, and okay, looking at our support and resistance zone, we are mapping out our support and resistance zones. Okay, let's not go down here. All right, so the trend lines, our trend lines say this. Okay, let's start from here. Okay, so then the lower channel. Okay, for the lower channel. Okay, you see all of them having the same price action, the same points of rejection that BTC experienced. That is the same thing that happened to Ethereum as well. So we are still seeing that market is still going up, and then we've seen it test this zone. We've seen it test this region, test around $495. We've seen it test $495. Here is too focal as well. Okay, so and then we see it permeates into sub 495 as well. It's actually touched a low of $482 before it was rejected, and now it's kind of going up. But then we have to use what happened before to judge. Look at where I did as if it wants to bounce. What happened next? It was still rejected, and then look at this very point. It was still rejected. So there's a possibility that what happened there and happened there might possibly repeat itself again. So that is why I said I'm not in a haste to jump in. As a matter of fact, I'm still believing that we are still dropping. Like, yeah, Ethereum is still dropping. The market currently is very dicey. It's still bleeding. Okay, the market is still bleeding. So I wouldn't be looking for any buy position on Ethereum. Even if I'm shorting, of course, I will be using a very low leverage. Not only am I using a very low leverage, I would also be using a very tight stop loss and good risk management. Okay, so because it's very dicey now. It's very dicey. Okay. Had it been we saw maybe a sharp drop. Remember when I thought about my three methods of trading, my three candlestick trading chart patterns. Okay. We can't see anything like that here. We can't see any of that occurring. So when you see this kind of maybe a sharp drop and then a little correction, a sharp drop and then a little correction, a sharp drop and a little correction, it means that that drop is sustainable to an extent. Okay, if we have had maybe just a sharp drop like that, okay, that is the only time we can say, okay, this thing we should just go right in. But then I don't want to overexpose myself. I just want to be very sure of what I am trading. Okay, so I am not taking any entry position on any buy position on any coin until, for instance, on this Ethereum, until we've closed this zone, until we've closed cleanly closed these regions. Okay, until we've closed $534, that is the only time I can consider taking an entry, a buy entry on Ethereum. If you've not closed it, I am still looking for short entry positions. I'm still looking for short entry positions. Okay, let's just also look at the 15 minutes chart as well to see if we can have a good short entry here. Yeah, there seems to be one here. There seems to be one occurring. So if I want to short, I could just put a short entry at this point. I could put it at $519, and then as I'm putting it, I'm also targeting here. I'm targeting here. Then I'm targeting this region. I'm targeting 505. Then my stop loss would be around here, five. I will have my stop loss around 537. Okay, but then, like I said, market is very dicey. I'm protecting my capital because my funds are limited, so I don't want to overexpose myself. Okay, and then I shared something on my Twitter. I want to share with you guys here. I said in bull markets, Bitcoin tends to retrace 27 to 43% during corrections. The initial reaction is to avoid buying at the higher end of the range. That's the 27%, and to buy heavily near the range bottom, that's 43%. So therefore, buying near the range of the two, that's 27 plus 43 divided by 2, should be giving you 35%. That is the best entry. Okay, so having this calculation in mind, I want to see it play out on my BTC charts. I want to see it play out on my BTC chart. That's if I'm taking a long entry position. I want to see all these things play out before I decide to take an entry. Okay, guys, thank you so much for making out time to come watch my video. And please, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on any of my social media channels. I'll be dropping the link at the description section of this video. And if you have any question, you have any concern, you have anything you want us to talk about, you can contact me on my Twitter, my Instagram, or you can join my Telegram community of traders where I'm helping people by giving them free signals for them to trade and make profit, just as I am making profit. And of course, make some loss as I'm making loss, but then the loss is minimized. All right, it's checkmated. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you in the other episode. Your man, Mr. Solution.